Hello again. Welcome to New York Talk. This is the Scout Report where we look ahead to the opposition. This time it is Leyton Orient. We have Steve from the Orient Outlook talking to us today about it. Just talk to me about the 10 years this year since then. Just give everybody who's watching kind of a brief rundown, because you've had some serious events over that time, haven't you?
Yeah, I mean, how long have you got? That game, after that game, the club changed hands. We got a new owner who promised us the world and basically took us down to National League level in the space of 3 seasons. Almost went out of existence. Literally not far away from not even having a Leyton Orient anymore. But pleased to say those times were behind us. We got a new ownership who've been fantastic. And it's been a difficult road back. But we've won two leagues in the last 6 years, which for Orient is amazing. Found ourselves back in League One at the start of last season. And the futures look bright. We've got a young squad, a good manager, a good kind of young manager who we're really behind, although he's having a challenging time at the moment. So it's been a roller coaster 10 years. You name it, and it's happened at Leyton Orient. Wrexham have got nothing on Leyton Orient, let me tell you that.
Absolutely. Just talk about the ownership at the minute. I know you had the Hearns before, and then obviously the Italian guy. What is it? A very stable sort of kind of ownership structure at the minute, it seems.
This is the first kind of time under their tenure there's a bit of pressure actually building on them now. Our season's not going so well for us. I think the transfer policy hasn't worked this season, where they've gone for youth, really, really young side. Doesn't seem to be working at the moment. So I think this is the first kind of time now that they find themselves under a bit of pressure. But whilst at the same time, we were on Sky News about 2 weeks ago as the club have gone out looking for future investment. Won't be any surprise when I'm watching this or listening that Orient is one of the smallest grounds in League One. Obviously, if you've got one of the smallest grounds, you've got one of the smallest incomes. As Leyton Orient are a London club, and you look at similar clubs who in 10, 15 years ago were in our positions, like your Brightons and Brentfords, who have been mentioned by our board numerous times. They went out, got new stadiums, and were able to kick on from there. So there's a lot of work going on behind the scenes. I think in 10 years' time, Orient will be almost in a new stadium, although we don't know where that is and any kind of plans for that. But the board have made no secret about wanting to take the club forward, but they need future investment to do so. And a lot of the time they've spoken about how difficult it is as a League One club these days and how much money you've got to spend and go over budget to even remain in the league. And, with Wrexham and Bolton, some big clubs yourselves, who I thought will be up there. Days of a small kind of underdog getting themselves in the playoffs are probably long gone. It's going to be very surprising if any team with the low finance is able to really kick on from League One and get themselves in the Championship. But no, great board, really communicative. We've been lucky enough to have Nigel and Ken and Marshall and Matt on the podcast several times. They're very transparent. They're very open. They're very approachable.
Let's go back to the summer. A decent mid-table finish last year, first season. What were the kind of pre-season? What were the pre-season expectations? Like, so the start's not been brilliant, but what were the expectations? Kind of build on.
I think the pre-season expectations were to kick on really from where we were and where we found ourselves. We had a really difficult start last season, but went on a really good run from late December till March and found ourselves with a very outside chance of the playoffs where it didn't come off. But I think most fans thought we would kick on from there. And I think the summer signings, whilst not being anything you would kind of write home about, were okay. They looked solid to us. The fixture list wasn't too kind to start off with. I think our first 3 games were Bolton at home, Charlton away, and Birmingham at home. So you kind of looked at that and were like, okay, well, let's see what we can take from there. And although we lost all of those games, it was all by a solitary goal and all down to a goalkeeping error of sorts. So we kind of came away going, right, we'll kind of kick on now and push on now. And it hasn't really happened. We went to Shrewsbury and got beat 3-0. We looked like we were going to kind of get out of our rut. We went to Reading and beat them 1-0. Went to Stockport and beat them 4-1. That was in mid-September. And we kind of thought we'd kick on. And then since then, we've had 2 home draws against Wrexham and Posh. Although not played too badly, but again, defensive lapses and not taking our chances. And we come to Tuesday where you're visiting us off the back of 3 league defeats. And again, same old story. We keep the ball. We pass it sideways, we pass it back, but we don't really create much. And all teams need is one chance and they get the goal. And then we kind of run out of ideas and fumble around the pitch. So we thought we'd kick on. I thought we'd be a bit higher than where we were. I knew it would be more difficult this season, looking at the teams who had come down like yourselves, like Huddersfield, and the teams who've come up like Wrexham and Stockport. But I think at the moment, in my eyes, we are underachieving at the moment. I think that's 7 out of 11 that we've lost this season, and only one game we've lost by more than by 1 goal. So we're not getting trounced by anyone. We're just not being clinical in either defence or up front.
Absolutely. Like I look at the fixtures, you've got all these draws and these defeats, and then Stockport, or we are all expecting really good as a 4-1 win. It's really, really odd. But that's League One for you, I suppose. It can throw up some odd results and inconsistencies.
I mean that's Leyton Orient for you, Matt. Like it wouldn't surprise me tomorrow if we end up losing 3-0 or if we end up winning 2. I can't call the way Leyton Orient are going to play at the moment, and those lapses are costing us massively. So I'm a bit apprehensive about tomorrow. Steve Evans has got a very good record against Leyton Orient. At Stevenage, he kind of sussed us out really easily last season. Right. But even when we won the league, he had our number, so to speak. And obviously, we've got the history with Rotherham and Steve Evans from Wembley. He seems to know how to kind of win at Brisbane Road. And I think I'm slightly cautious on him visiting because we never play well against Steve Evans teams, basically.
No. Fair enough. Is there any players that kind of stand out from you? Is there any players we should kind of be watching out for that are a threat or might stand out to us?
I think the one who's really taken the season by storm and kicked on from where he left off last season was Ethan Galbraith, who is a Northern Ireland international. We got him from Man United in the summer in the last pre-season. He had a really good season last season. Kicked on. He's now kind of playing as an advanced midfielder. Played some lovely little through balls on Saturday that we should have done better with. He's really looking good. He's kind of our key player, I would imagine. He will definitely start for us. I think he'll definitely cause you a few problems. We've got other players. We've got Dan Adjei, who was really good last season. And although he's got 4 goals this season, hasn't really kicked on from last season. We've got Ollie O'Neill on the left wing. Really good young Irish under-21 international. Had a really good second half of last season, but hasn't again kicked on this season. Charlie Kelman, who normally plays as our number 9, had a really good start to the season. Scored 4 goals quite early on. We're all quite excited about him on loan from QPR, but it's kind of gone off the ball in the last 5 games. So the ability is there, but at the moment they're not really showing it. But Galbraith is the one. I think if Steve Evans is talking to his coaches around him, I think the one they'll be looking to kind of stop will be Ethan Galbraith, I would imagine, tomorrow evening.
Thank you, fair enough. And finally, let's trouble you. How's tomorrow going to go, and what do you think as a score prediction, if you will?
Got a slight feeling we might be looking at a 1-0 or 2-0 defeat. It's just the fact that we're not scoring, we're lapsing in defence, the Steve Evans factor, the Tuesday night factor, which has really worked against us. The Brisbane Road on a Tuesday night to the Brisbane Road on a Saturday afternoon are worlds apart in terms of atmosphere, attendance. And Richie Wellens has spoken about that kind of in his kind of media interview. So I think it's going to be a difficult game for us. I'd much rather be playing this on a Saturday afternoon than a Tuesday evening. But I'd bite your hand off for 1-0 at the moment. But I just can't see us scoring, and I think all you'll need is one chance, and you'll put it away. So I think Rotherham will sneak it 1-0 or 2-0, unfortunately.
Fair enough. I hope you're right. We will thank you very much, Steve. We'll put the links in the show notes, so check out Orient Outlook as well. Thank you very much. We will see everybody next time. Thank you all for watching, and as always, up the Millers.